State of Michigan versus Christopher Page, case number 24 FB 1265.
Tiffany Woods for the people.
Matthew Mansour, Assistant Public Defender, on behalf of Mr. Page, who appears from the Washtenaw County Jail. If we can get him unmuted.
Yeah. Mr. Page. Mr. Page. Mr. Page, this is the
report.
things out the window. Oh, I'm not sure if Mr. Page is going to participate with us this morning.
This is 14B.
Mr. Page, can you hear me, sir? He's not going to participate. Mr. Mansour?
Your Honor, I was just going to set up for a final settlement conference. I did have a chance to talk with him just like this earlier. The camera was a little bit forward, but
I don't want to talk this like she don't know me.
yeah, Mr. Page is.
Make myself so.
Is Mr. Page competent? Because if he's competent, then he can be
I can't hear you.
court. If he's not
I
competent,
can't hear you.
See,
so you're not yelling at me.
What's going on, man?
Mr. Page,
Mr.
please
Page.
state your name.
Page.
Your full name, sir.
Page, Christopher Q. Page.
Thank you, sir.
Well, I want to talk to my lawyer. I want to even talk to you.
Sir, this is the judge. You need to behave properly.
I can't hear you.
I'm sorry?
I can't hear you.
Said this is the judge and you need to behave properly.
I didn't say, what you mean? I didn't say nothing. Say I want to talk to my judge. We didn't talk.
What?
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 I can hear you.
Mr. Mansour?
yeah, Your Honor, I'm sorry about this. If the court would incline, give me one chance for a breakout room and we could try this again. If not, then I can message Miss Paul and say.
Try what again, Your Honor? What did I do? Can you hear what he's saying? Try again. Your Honor, try what again, Your Honor?
He wants to talk to you. Your attorney wants to speak with
I
you.
need to come up front to talk to him, Your Honor. Why can't I come upstairs like everybody else do? Why am I getting you like some dog?
Does anybody know what he's saying? I can't make it out.
Huh?
I don't know what you just said, Mr. Page.
I said, why am I being treated like some dog?
I'm going to put you in a breakout room with your attorney so you can talk to him, Mr. Mansour, and then let us know what we need to do
I'm
next.
gonna grab me out myself and talk to him or something. What is
I will,
it?
Your Honor. Thank you.
No.
Your Honor, I'm not talking.
Okay. State of Michigan versus Christopher Page, 24 FB 1265.
Tiffany Woods for the people.
Matthew Mansour, Assistant Public Defender, with and on behalf of Mr. Page. Mr. Page, can you state your name, please?
Page, state your name.
Can you approach the podium with the prosecutor and find out what this mean?
Use your name. Say your name.
Christopher Q. Page.
Thank you.
Mr. Mansour, where are we with this, please?
Your Honor, we would like to set this for a final settlement conference. He does have a PPO violation out of circuit court, I believe with Judge Slay on the 21st. And this case here is the violation.
Final settlement conference will be October 24th, 2024 at 11 a.m. Jury selection, November 1st, 2024 at 8:30 a.m. We will talk more about things depending on how this goes.
Thanks, Your Honor.
Jury selection at the final settlement conference.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
Yep. Okay. Go! Will you hand me my screen box?
Now go. State of Michigan versus Tommy Clark, case number 23 FB 1373.
Tiffany Woods for the people.
Mr. Clark, I don't think you have an attorney. State your name.
Tommy Clark.
So, Mr. Clark, you're here for a review today. You were last in court on August 8th, and you were continuing your Soberlink and getting an MRT. So you're on Scram now?
Yeah.
All right. How's that working?
I mean, it's fine. I was actually gonna ask for a request. I'm
Well,
not sure where I stand with you on that.
before you get to a request, I need to arraign you on a violation of probation.
For
You can already do that. Can already tell you exactly that. That's what arraignment is. So it is alleged that you violated your probation by failing to report to the probation department for over 60 days. In addition to that, you have the Soberlink violations on the community corrections report. It looks like for the entire month of September, you had issues. September 3rd, you were scheduled to test between 9 and 12, and you didn't test until 12:20. September 8th, you missed a scheduled test between 9 p.m. and 12 a.m. September 10th, you missed a scheduled test between 7 a.m. and 10 a.m. You took a test at 11, which was an hour and 11 minutes later. You blew a .020 at 11:43 p.m. On September 14th. You then missed the scheduled test at 11:58. Then you blew a .430 at 12:16 a.m. You missed a scheduled test at 12:31. You missed a scheduled test at 1:01. You missed a scheduled test at 1:31. And then on September 15th, you missed a scheduled test at 2:01 a.m. On September 21st, you blew a .045 at 10:57. On the same date, you blew negative at 11:17. I don't know. On September 22nd, you missed a scheduled test between 7 a.m. and 10 a.m. That same day, 9 p.m. and 12 a.m. That on September 23rd, you missed a scheduled test between 7 a.m. and 10 a.m. On September 24th, you blew .250. On September 25th, you blew .293. On September 25th, you missed a scheduled test at 12:17 a.m. Then you blew .325 at 12:49 a.m. You missed the test at 1:04, 1:34, 2:04, and then you missed a scheduled test between 7 a.m. and 10 a.m. You're entitled to have a hearing on these allegations, sir, at which time, if it is found that you actually did do all these violations, your bond can be revoked and you could be sent to the Washington County Jail. I am going to refer this matter to the appointing authority so that we can actually have someone representing you on this.
yeah, we're gonna have to do that because that's I ain't do nothing the whole month of September.
I'm going to schedule you for November 7th, 2024 at 11 a.m. in person. I'll refer this to the appointing authority. Someone from the public defender's office should reach out to you at least a week or so prior to then.
Okay.
If you haven't heard from me, please call the public defender's office to find out. You can ask to talk to the appointing authority there for your attorney, okay?
All right.
We will see you then. You get a PR bond until then. Please don't have any more issues, sir, or I'll issue a bench warrant, okay?
Am I still orders to go do that every week to drug tests and stuff, right?
Right.
Okay.
Thank you. State of Michigan versus Rebecca McCree, case number 24 FB 1184.
Tiffany Woods for the people.
And Matthew Mansour, Assistant Public Defender, with and on behalf of Miss McCree. Miss McCree, can you state your name for us, please?
Yes, Rebecca McCree.
Thank you. All right, we're here for sentencing today.
That is correct, Your Honor, and we will accept the recommendation.
Thank you. Any-
Judge, I also have a violation report for Miss McRae from pretrial services.
Yes, I do see that there's a violation report. It looks like Miss McCree did not attend. She was released on September 10th, made no contact, and did not test as she was ordered to. Why is that?
Ma'am, that date, I got that packet when I was released from the Wayne County Jail. The date on that is 6/26/24. I was arrested on 6/25/24. I served 78 days in jail plus the 10 days for 90 days. I was incarcerated during all of this. I got this from the gentleman, this packet from the gentleman when I was released. I don't know what to tell you, but I can't be in two places at one time, and I was incarcerated the whole time, the full 78 days plus the good time behavior.
Ma'am, when were you released from the jail?
I was released on September 17th.
Okay, as I just said, you were released and you didn't report to community corrections. That's a violation.
I didn't know. I'm
Ms.
getting-
McCree, hold on. Ms. McCree, hold on. Thank you. Hold on for a second.
You have something you want to say, Mr. Mansour?
Yeah, Your Honor, if I may, if it's possible, just a quick breakout room, come back and move forward with this if possible.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Do we know if the victim is here today?
I'd have to check, Judge, and see if she's here.
It says victim plans to provide impact statement, so that's why I'm asking.
Didn't even happen.
Let me look, Judge, and see if she gave one to pre-sentence.
1 second, please.
She did leave a statement, a victim statement. I'm also getting something from my victim advocate right now. She's currently not here. It doesn't look like in Zoom, and we're checking on her, but she did leave a statement with probation, Judge. It's in the PSI.
I'll pass this matter. Mr. Mansour, you should have your client really consider what she's going to say here in front of me today if she wants me to follow this recommendation.
Thanks, Your Honor.
You're welcome. So we'll recall the matter of State of Michigan versus Rebecca McCree, 24 FB 1184.
Tiffany Woods for the people.
Hello again. This is Matthew Mansour, Assistant Public Defender, with and on behalf of Ms. McCree. Ms. McCree, please state your name for the record, please.
She needs to unmute.
Okay. Rebecca K. McCree.
Thank you.
Judge, I do believe that the complaining witness in this case has logged on to make a statement.
What's the name, please?
One
Tracy.
moment, Judge.
I have it. Never mind.
Oh.
Tracy. All right. Mr. Mansour, before we get to that, we were still dealing with the issue of her violating the court's orders prior to.
Correct, Your Honor. Yes, and thank you for giving us that opportunity to get into a breakout room. I did have a chance to speak with Ms. McCree. She did state that she was released from Washtenaw County Jail and did not make it to community corrections, as was told. The explanation is that, Ms. McCree is dealing with several health conditions and several mental health conditions. As the court knows, she was in custody for about 77 days. She was not getting any of her medications while she was in custody. And she's had periodic episodes of seizures and whatnot while she was in custody as well. She was not in a controlled or right state of mind when she was released. She is currently up north right now in West Branch. That's about like 2.5 hours away. She's 55 years old. She's trying to stay on top of her health conditions. She apologizes She apologizes for missing community corrections. She will do whatever she has to do to show you she is worthy of the recommendation. So we are accepting responsibility and humbly asking this court to accept the recommendation.
Thank you. Ms. Woods from the people, please.
Judge, I would leave it up to the court's discretion as to how you want to handle this violation.
All right. We can move on to the sentencing in this case. And I believe that Mr. Mansour has already said that he's fine with the recommendation and there are no corrections to be made. Is that correct, Mr. Mansour?
That is correct, Your Honor. Thank you.
Ms. Woods?
No, none from the people, Judge.
All right. Do you want to have your victim impact statement now, Ms. Woods?
Yes, I believe that she is supposed to be on Zoom, the victim, and she would like to make a statement at this time.
All right. Ms. Rowe, good morning, ma'am. Please unmute your device.
Good morning. Thank you for having me this morning.
Good morning. You may make whatever statement you would like to make at this time, please.
My name's Tracy Rowe. I'm 54 years old. I'm the victim of Rebecca McCree. I would like to say that from what we've experienced here in my apartment complex, Miss McCree is a very angry, violent person. During my incident that day, gratefully, I was able to protect myself. I just had surgery recently and I have some health problems going on. That day, Miss McCree was very aggressive and kept approaching me. And then when it first began, she sat in her window yelling things like she hates everyone around here. She wants to shoot someone. She doesn't care because she's going to move to Georgia. And so then when she pulled the gun and cocked the gun, she went to yelling about she has CPL. She doesn't care. She's going to kill me. You know, she has been aggressive against multiple people, and the police department has been out here numerous times about her, but because of, I think, the way she looks, you know, no disrespect to the courts, but they always just end up leaving no matter what it is. And just gratefully, I was able to protect myself. But this is not 1837. This is 2024. So it doesn't matter what color you are, where you come from. You don't have the right to attack people. You know, I want to see her held accountable. And I just wish that I would have been able to be more involved, because I feel like if the shoe was on the other foot, my charges would not have been lowered. No disrespect to anybody, you know, everybody did what they thought was right. But I feel like if given the opportunity, she's going to hurt somebody one day. You know, I'm in school for human behavioral science. I'm at the end of my 3rd year, and that day could have went a lot different. I have a family. I have grandchildren, you know, it could have just went a lot different. And if Miss McCree would have pulled that trigger when she cocked that gun, then I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you right now. You know, so I would like to see her held accountable, because one day she's going to hurt somebody. And it doesn't matter if you don't like what a person looks like, if you don't like the color of their skin, if you don't like the way they walk down the sidewalk, because nobody said anything to her. You don't have the right to lash out at people, you know? So I would really like to see her be held accountable, ma'am.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anything else from the people?
Judge, of course, I would defer to you for sentencing, but I believe that if there's any way we could get some sort of...
Ms. Woods, can you hear me talking?
Yes.
Okay, please stop.
Oh, okay.
Testing. I apologize, Your Honor. We're back on the record.
Thank you. Ms. Woods, you need to start over because I was trying to tell you to stop because the recording had acted up.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Judge, I didn't hear that. Of course, I would defer sentencing to you, Judge, but I would just like to make a note that if there's any way we could get some sort of anger management. I know that the probation department is requesting some sort of impulse control program with Crossroads. It sounds like this defendant has some mental health issues. I don't know if there's some sort of mental health counseling or some sort of an order from you to make sure that she does stay on her prescribed medications. And it looks like there's a restitution of $30 owed to the victim that I would like to keep open for a certain amount of time if possible. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, with respect to the request, as you know, based on the fact that this matter was reduced at the preliminary examination stage from a felony to this 93-day misdemeanor, she served 77 days in the Washtenaw County Jail so far. And if her sentence essentially is completed when you serve 75 days in the Washtenaw County Jail. So because of the reduction in this case, this court doesn't have a whole lot of latitude in terms of what to do anymore.
Right.
The court is not involved in reductions or plea offers that comes from the prosecutor's office. Anything that you would like to say, anything further, Mr. Mansour?
No, Your Honor. Well said.
All right. Ms. McCree, you need to unmute, ma'am.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, Your Honor.
Is there anything you would like to say?
Ms. McCree, before you do, just remember what we talked about, okay?
Yes. One, I would just like to say that this is the first and only altercation I have ever been in my entire life. I've lived in Ann Arbor my entire life, never had any problems. There's a little bit more backstory. I'm not going to go into it. It's not important. But my health has suffered while I was in there. That 79 days is I think is punishment enough. I have to have some very serious surgeries, and I would like to be able to just move on and try to put this behind me. And one of the things that I wanted to ask is they mentioned a class. Is that something that can be done online or from a hospital room?
I believe the impulse control program is one that can be done from online. But
Okay.
Ms. Johnson, are you present?
I am, Your Honor.
Is the impulse control one that's online?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And that's
All right. Thank you. All right. So first of all, in reviewing this report, I can say that I find the situation extremely disturbing. The allegations in it are extremely challenging. And I can understand why, first of all, the victim in this case would feel the way she does with respect to this particular matter. I also have a lot of concerns about this. And
I have moved, if that makes any difference.
Ms. McCree, please do not interrupt the judge.
Sorry. I apologize.
thank you. And at this point in time, the reality is that we have a situation in which this was reduced to a 93-day misdemeanor. She has spent 77 days, according to our calculations. It sounds like 79, according to hers, in the Washtenaw County Jail. And there's not a lot that the court can do in terms of sanctions, unless she says enough or does enough to find herself in contempt of this court. The court will follow the recommendations of the probation department because that's kind of where we are right now. It is the sentence of this court that you serve 93 days in the Washington County Jail. Credit for the 77 days you have served. 16 days are suspended. You must complete these particular programs, and pay the fines and costs, $525 in fines and costs, $30 in restitution to Miss Tracy Rowe. You must have no contact with Miss Tracy Rowe whatsoever. There's no assaultive or threatening behavior towards her whatsoever.
I'm sorry, did you say $30 restitution to Miss Rowe?
I did.
Okay, I'm sorry. Thank you. Go ahead.
You're to follow, if there are any, and I don't know if there are any and all CMH orders. You're to
Okay,
impulse control program that was outlined by the probation agent. And we're going to do a review in this case on January 9th, 2025 at 10 a.m.
sounds good.
All right. We'll see. You need to contact the probation department tomorrow after 9:00 a.m.
Okay,
All right. Thank you.
okay, thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye. So we'll call the matter of Gateway Financial Solutions versus Maisha Johnson, case number 17C 1876.
Hello, how you doing?
Afternoon, Your Honor. Navjot Francis on behalf of Plaintiff's Attorney of Record.
Ms. Ebony, please state your name.
Can you hear me?
Please state your name, ma'am.
Maisha Johnson.
Thank you. All right. So we're here today in this particular matter for a motion for installment payments.
Yes, ma'am.
Looks like, did you all see the magistrate on this already?
Yes, we did. But it had got reneged because I had ended up losing my job.
Judge, this is the fourth request defendant is making for installment payments.
What did that supposed to mean?
That essentially you keep making agreements that you don't follow through on, I think is what her argument is.
Oh, okay.
That's correct, Your Honor. We were previously here in January where you ordered her to pay $130 per month, and she did not pay that. That was set aside in May. And then now again, she's requesting another payment plan. It's basically every time we start garnishing, she asks for a new payment plan, but then does not make payments.
Yeah, I can adjust to that, ma'am. The first off, because I had my job for only like 4 months before they fired me. And they fired me for a reason that wasn't mine. It was a doctor's. They had put something on my CDL, which caused me to lose my job, but I had ended up getting it back because it was a mistake. So was out of work from January into April. So I end up coming back into the same job where I'm trying to get the installment fees now and get back on track where I was, because I've been out of work since January. I just started back work in April. I have anything that I need to send paperwork to the judge or whoever I need to send paperwork to, I can send it to them. But I literally just started back working like 3 months ago, as in the same job. And like I said, I had lost my job due to a doctor putting something on my record that wasn't supposed to never be on my record. I was fighting to get my job back this whole time. I had no unemployment, anything while I was off of work.
All right.
So
Thank you.
I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead. Yes, Judge.
Ms. Francis, are you denying that she waited the appropriate time to file again after it was set aside?
No, Your Honor, we're not arguing that she hasn't waited long enough. Just that we have given her 3 tries, Your Honor. At this point, I think we did request it last time and you didn't want to do it last time. But again, this time we would ask that if you are going to order a payment plan, that it be through a wage assignment, since again, like I said, it's the 4th time defendant is asking for a new payment plan.
Well, first of all, I think she saw the magistrate last time, so that wasn't me that said I wouldn't.
Yes, ma'am. It was somebody different. And like I said, yeah, with this job I've been going through, I've been having the same job, but it hasn't been my fault that I lost my job. So I shouldn't think I should be held accountable this time for messing on my payments because I didn't want to lose my job. I just had got this job. So I had to fight, like I said, to get that. I had to go through all the paperwork for the doctors and getting everything cleared off my record to come back to work. And then, like I said, they accepted me back to my job once everything was cleared back. And I'm here. I'm not going anywhere else. I'm not switching any other job. So any payment that I try to set up, I'm going to stick with it. I'm not trying to go nowhere to no other job. Like I said, I'm staying here. I like this job. I'm a bus driver.
Johnson.
Yes, ma'am.
You've repeated that a number of times now.
I'm sorry. I'm just frustrated because she's trying to just say, like, I'm not trying to pay. It's hard out here for everybody. I
Ms.
got 4
Johnson,
kids.
Ms.
Yes, ma'am.
Johnson.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. All right, I'm gonna give her one more time to make this. It's $130 per month.
Thank you so much.
If you don't make this, we're not having another conversation about this.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I understand. Yes,
Judge, defendant asked for $100 biweekly.
I am 100 biweekly.
Yes, ma'am.
So you can do 200 per month.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So I'll do the $100 biweekly.
Okay.
And when are we starting that?
I think they were starting the next payment next week, I believe, when I get paid. I'm not sure what date that is, ma'am. I'm sorry.
So you get paid on Fridays?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Today is the 9th, so you get paid on the 18th.
Next week.
So you get paid on the 18th. So
Yes,
starting
ma'am.
on October 18th, 2024. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Is there a writ that has been issued, Miss Francis, at this point?
There is, Your Honor. Let me get the date.
I'm done. She just giving me.
It's dated 11/9/23.
Okay.
Oh, shoot.
You mean 24?
About to get this.
No, a 23.
Oh, so that same one has been, you've been collecting.
Reinstated.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Jefferson Capital Systems versus Linda Gibson, case number 20. Wait, before I call that case, is there any point in Buddy Watts and Attorney Don Darnell talking at all? I know last time it didn't go well. We're here for a motion for summary disposition today.
No, Your Honor, I don't think there's any point in it.
All right, thank you. Jefferson Capital Systems LLC versus Linda Gibson, case numbers 24C 1839.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Michael Bankstein, P697778 on behalf of Jefferson Capital Systems.
Thank you. Ms. Linda Gibson, if you're present, please unmute your device, state your name. Linda Gibson.
Linda Gibson.
Thank you. All right, we're here on a motion to set aside the default in this case, Ms. Gibson.
Yes.
Please give me the good cause as to why why this should be set aside.
I'm not familiar with this here. What is being brought towards me. And also I was never served any papers. From what I was told, that the person that was served, that received the paperwork, African American, 5'7", 155 pounds, and that is not me.
Where'd you get that information from as to the person's?
When I had called the court, the lady that I spoke to had went over and read what she had said, that
right here, actually.
Pardon me?
I see that right here. I'm looking at it. Mr. Bankstein, it does look like on the proof of service from your process server that they served a African-American female around age 53, 5'7", weighing 155 pounds, with black hair and no glasses. That's almost the opposite of Ms. Gibson.
I hear what you're saying, Your Honor. At the end of the day, though, I know our process servers do attempt to verify the person's name, they're certifying at the end of the day that they served it to a Linda Gibson at that address.
Well, it's not this one.
I hear what you're saying, Your Honor. There also needs to be a showing that there's a meritorious defense, and I haven't seen any indication of that from
But
defendant.
this claim isn't hers. She doesn't know anything about this. That sounds meritorious to me. So, ma'am, this is for a debt, for a loan. You have a copy of the complaint now, Ms. Gibson?
Yes, I do. I have it right here.
It's a loan from Cross River Bank.
I am not familiar with it. I've never had apply for loans because I don't work, that I have enough income coming in for a loan. I've had credit cards, that's it. When I was working, but I pay my debt. No matter what, I pay my debt. But this one, I am not familiar with it, Your Honor.
I have a question. It may be defendant can help me out with this. I'd like to know how long defendant has lived at 8700.
I think it'll be 13 years. It was 13 years in October or September.
Okay, well, I know our office sent a validation notice to that name and address, and it was never returned or disputed. I mean, as far as the service goes, we do have a certification from the process server that defendant was served. So I await a ruling from the court on that.
All right, well, I don't believe you have certification that this particular person was served. I'm looking at her on the screen. She's a Caucasian female wearing glasses, and I think she's brunette. And I'm not gonna guess weight because I'm not gonna get myself in trouble.
I can stand up if you like. It's no.
But if she is not an African-American female in any way, shape, or form, and this is not the same person that they are saying in this affidavit. The affidavit is what I have to look to in terms of who was served. And then she is not the same person that they're claiming was served. The box is checked that they served a copy of this upon an individual with a very different description. In addition to that, this particular defendant is asserting a meritorious defense and that this is not her particular debt, that she never made it. And the parties can have whatever discovery they need to make different findings. She's present now. I'm going to set this aside based on good cause and a meritorious defense, and we can go from there.
Your Honor, has defendant filed an answer yet? Because I'm not seeing an answer. I think she should be given a certain amount of time to file an answer.
Of course, she hasn't filed one yet because we are just dealing with the issue of setting it aside.
Okay.
I will give her 21 days to file an answer. So, ma'am, you have 21 days to file an answer.
No. Now, what does that mean, file an answer?
I can't give you legal advice, ma'am, but
Okay.
you have to answer each of the items in one moment.
I apologize.
So you'll have until October 31st to file an answer, ma'am, okay?
Okay. And where do I do that?
At the court here, 14B District Court, same place you filed your other documents.
Okay. Thank you so much,
Where
Your
you-
Honor.
We're not quite done yet.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Where you will file everything. We're going to schedule a pretrial date in this matter for November 21st, 2024 at 2:30 p.m. If you haven't filed your documents by then he gets to file a default against you again. So you really need to make sure you pay attention to everything that is sent to you, ma'am. There's an allegations that they had sent you documents before that you didn't respond to at that same address. So,
Yeah, no documents were sent to me at this address whatsoever.
all right, ma'am. We'll see everybody back here on November 21st.
Thank you.
you,
You
Your
have a
Honor.
good one. Bye-bye.
Are you kidding me?
Oh my God.
You have got to be kidding me. What? What is going on today? This is a joke. This is a joke. Today is an absolute joke. He needs an interpreter.
I need an interpreter when I cannot express myself sometimes.
Oh my God, sir, put that cigarette out. I don't give a crap that you are outside of this. What is wrong with everybody today? You know what, Miss Reed, we're gonna start bringing people in person. People gonna learn how to act in a courtroom.
Can you hear it? Can you hear it? Ma'am? Ma'am? Can you hear it? Okay.
I have no patience for that. And trust me, after today, I'm sitting up here, I'm the one that needs a drink.